Welcome to my channel, where we're starting a journey to transform our lives through intentional living. I'm Roseanne. I'm going to go ahead and work on some projects around the house as we chat. I'll do some decluttering, cleaning, organizing, and simplifying Christmas decor. Decluttering to me in the past has been very difficult. There's so many decisions to make, and every time I try to do it, before the fall anyway, I would just do this great big huge project of maybe my whole closet or a storage room, and became just overwhelmed and started to just kind of seize up in what I was doing. I just couldn't go. It was emotionally difficult. And I found that it didn't take long before I started accumulating the clutter. Well, last fall I found this better method, and maybe it's not unique, but it was something I started to do. And I just keep a little garbage bag handy. I keep one in my room, and today I pulled one out before I started going through this basket. These are some items I bought on Temu months ago, and I just didn't want to face going through there because I had made so many buying mistakes, and I knew it, but I thought, well, today's the day. And I started going through it, and I would come across these things like these little spoons that I had bought because I saw other YouTubers buy them. And today was the first time I really made myself stop and look at them. And I realized, I just won't use them. And yes, I regret spending the money on those. But just regretting it alone will not solve my problem. I just have to just take a breath and say I'm going to donate them. I came across this calendar welcome sign when I was looking at the CDs to have some music to listen to, and I honestly had forgotten I had it. I looked at it and thought, oh, that was really cute. I really liked it. And then I realized, that's just not my style anymore. So I wrapped it up nice and I donated it. Now, I had some things that were in that basket that I needed to put in my drawers. But as soon as I headed over to the drawers, I remembered what a disaster they were. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to go through here because I don't want to put more stuff in there. And just with my bag, started to quickly go through it. I already knew I had some things that I needed to donate. But those are the kinds of things that you get and you have in your drawer and you think, I am going to use that someday because those are so cute and I know that I'll have fun doing it and yada, 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 yada. But I thought, let's just be real. Roseanne, are you ever going to do this? And I thought, probably not. I have a lot more things that I'm more interested in. So I just threw them in the bag. It was easy. And I think it's because I'd already kind of had the realization that I would never use it. Now, an interesting thing happened when I was cleaning this out. I mistakenly put one of those bins on top of the stove. Started a little bit of a fire, which I was able to put out, but I damaged a couple of my food thermometers. So I needed something to store these items in to organize, and I realized I had some of these glass pans that I had found at thrift stores. They made wonderful organizational bins. I'm going to go to the thrift store in the future and keep my eye open for those. They are so great in the kitchen, and they were just the perfect size. I'm fairly certain that there are minimalists out there or people who are really into decluttering that will look at this drawer and say, what are you doing? You have all of these sets of cups, measuring cups and measuring spoons and so many duplicates. You don't need those. If you're serious about decluttering, you need to get rid of those. Well, I tend to disagree with that, and it's because they are used. I use them all the time. Since baking's important to me, I'll be keeping my multiple sets. And I think that is something that we need to remember. We shouldn't declutter or live according to someone else's way of doing things because it may not suit our life at all. I recently saw a comment on a channel of someone who I just think is just marvelous, but she got really criticized because she had some art on her walls. They said you can't possibly be a minimalist if you have art on your walls. And I thought, well, that definitely leaves me out because I enjoy art and family photos so much. Living a clutter-free and organized life can have a profound impact on our overall well-being. It can provide us with the mental space we need to think, breathe, and truly enjoy each day. If you find yourself relating with the desire to simplify your life, to shed the heavy burden of clutter and stress, then I think you've come to the right place. I hope you decide to subscribe and follow along. But let's be clear, as I just mentioned, this isn't about becoming minimalist, although it may be the natural outcome for some people to become one. Instead, it's about finding a balance and about having a reasonable amount of belongings that bring us joy and fit seamlessly into our spaces. We want to create a life that is simple yet fulfilling. In my personal journey, I have discovered various reasons that led to the accumulation of so much clutter. From a lack of storage space due to multiple generations living under one roof, to the stress of managing a demanding job and health challenges, I understand the struggles that contribute to a cluttered life because, well, I've lived them. I'm going to take you into a room now that I haven't shown on the internet for years. This used to be a beautiful home office. But because we had so many people living here, I had to give it up because we needed an extra room. We had to take out some of the cabinets so there would be a place to put the bed. We have some empty spots on the floor, and there was a lot of damage done to the cabinets. So during 2024, once the individual who's been staying in the room is completely out, I am going to be deciding what I do with that room, and there are a lot of options. Yeah, you'll see that whole journey on this channel of getting that room into something nice again. We have quite a few spots in our house that need some major attention, which is really one of the reasons that led me to make this big shift. But two of them are these two storage units we have upstairs. The room I was just in used to be just storage, and it was temporarily, well, for years, a bedroom. And now it doesn't need to be a bedroom, so I can use it as a storage unit. Meanwhile, everything that used to be all over in different closets and every place imaginable got stuck into this one big storage unit closet that is right by my bedroom. And so I'm in the process of moving certain types of items from the large closet into this room and decluttering them, and I'm doing it in a kind of a slow, methodical way. Like today, I am working on getting all my throws together. I want to have them all laid out so I can think through what I want to keep and what I want to donate, because again, I do use the throws. We use them in the family room, we use them in the living room, we use them in the bedroom, and I do change them seasonally. I just don't want to do a knee-jerk reaction and go, I'm going to get rid of them, we don't need them. Now, one thing that I found when I took a trip into the large closet this time, I found that bin that was full of gift bags. The zippered bag that I'm working on right now has all of our birthday and weddings and baby showers and just regular gift wrap. I had completely forgotten, and it was buried in stuff in the big closet for years, that I had a whole tote full of those kinds of things. So meanwhile, over the years, we've been buying new things. But at least, hey, now I can get them organized in the spot they should be, and we won't be buying anymore for a very long time. Here's a key thing to know about this process. if you use the bag method, as soon as that bag is full, put it in the back of your car and then start a new bag. And then as soon as the back of your car is full of bags that need to be donated, you can take it to the thrift store. I've already taken, I think, 3 or 4 different loads just by slowly filling bags. And so I highly recommend that method. It works really well. But don't let the bag sit around in the house. Take it straight out to the car. I am now going to show you another spot in my home that's pretty horrifying, the garage. And believe it or not, the garage was actually looking pretty good in late summer, but then we both got COVID and a lot happened, and then I pulled all the bins down for the holiday season, and it basically has exploded into a state of horror. So that is one of my projects. The way I'm taking out the decor right now is that I have all these tables that are kind of staging tables, which is what I used when I was decorating. Well, instead of trying to put them in bins that make sense right now, I am just filling bins as I'm taking down the decor or simplifying the decor. And when everything is down, I'm going to have some pretty big decluttering sessions out there where I am going through all the decor, all the Christmas decor, really looking at what I didn't use this year and do I think I'll ever use it again, and donating it. And I think there'll be a lot that goes to the thrift store. Well, I don't know about you, but for me, decluttering can be emotionally challenging because the possessions, they often hold sentimental value or are tied to memories. And it can also bring about feelings of guilt, especially if compulsive shopping has been a habit, which has been a habit of mine the last few years. It didn't used to be, but became a stress-related thing, and I have some excuses for how it happened, but I would say it's more reasons. And then I have discovered the reasons, and so I am going to be doing something about that this year as well, which I'll be sharing with you. But during the process of decluttering, we can uncover the reasons behind our clutter and embark on a path to self-discovery and growth. And you can even have like this life-altering shift inside of you like I had. I just want to assure you that a simple life doesn't have to be austere or devoid of beauty. I enjoy watching channels of minimalists and what they do, but I don't exactly relate. Maybe it is my life and all the people around me, and I think, well, maybe if I had a different life, I think I'd have to be a different person, a different personality to have a room or a home that is a lot of white and light grays and almost nothing around, hardly any art. It's beautiful and it's wonderful, but it's not for me. I just think it's really important that you know who you are and what's valuable to you and what will give you a sense of peace and enjoyment and appreciating every day, and that's what you go for. When I think about decluttering and living a simpler life, and that does not mean just the amount of stuff I have. I think back to maybe 2008, 2010, and I owned my own company and I ran it out of my home, so I didn't have all of these people outside that I had to deal with. I was able to keep control of what happened. We didn't have an excessive amount of stuff. We had enough. I was happy with what we have. And then we just had so many things happen. People moving in. I had to work outside the home. It was a very stressful job. A lot of people interaction type of things. And between my husband and I, we just started to accumulate more and more and more. Part of it wasn't our fault, but then other parts it just was. We inherited things. There are just so many things that I could explain, which I may tell you about in the future. But the important thing to know is that for me, if I could get my life back and my home back to the state it was during those years, I would just be delighted. And it may be that I will reduce the amount of things I have. I'll have less and less and less. It could be, but at this point, that is my immediate goal. I don't know how long it will take me to achieve that immediate goal, but my goal is to get back to what I was doing before and I did for most of my life, because I believe that is maintainable. But I do have to confront all of the emotional reasons that this happened to me. I have to confront the fact that I let it go and I didn't think about it. Give myself some grace too, because I did spend an entire year completely sick. There were a lot of extenuating circumstances, but it's time for me to just let that go and not use that as an excuse or use that as a reason to not make my life better. Just better, where I am comfortable. And every closet I get in, I can feel comfortable. I know where everything is. We're not buying doubles and triplicates because we can't find the original thing. And I am living every day, enjoying what I'm doing, taking time to read and play the piano and embroider and work in my yard and just do a lot of things that give me that sense of peace and satisfaction, hanging out with my grandchildren, playing games, doing puzzles. All those kinds of things that really make my life feel fulfilled and good. I think it's really important that we all remember everyone's decluttering journey is unique. Everyone's journey to a life that is simpler is unique. Why can't we just be supportive and kind and help each other along the path to finding this happier life, this simple life? And that's what we're trying to do here. So I hope you'll join me as we embark together on this exciting new chapter. Let's build a life that is simpler together, that it's happier and less stressful, and a life that brings us more joy, contentment, and the freedom to pursue our passions. I hope I see you next time. Bye.